My name is John. I'm feeling good. Last year I had my very first anxiety attack, which in the Jewish faith means I'm a man now. Thank you so much. Life's a nightmare. Shalom to you. I'm not a very good Jew. I just celebrated Christmas with my girlfriend's family. Thank you. I didn't see you at the table. Christmas was fun. I gotta say, I didn't know holidays could have joy. Treat. There's no joy in Jewish holidays. Every Jewish holiday is just like, they tried to kill us, but they didn't. It's all oh boy. I'm from New Jersey though. What a fun little dumpster. It was great. I was back recently. I talked to a friend and he told me that he's having a baby. The only thing is his Facebook profile picture was a truck and then it was an ultrasound. And I'm not comfortable with that either. If your profile picture is a truck and your cover photo is a different angle of the same truck, you're not ready to be a father. Like, you don't know who you are, you think you're a truck. Oh man, every time I'm back in Jersey, I'm reminded why I left. Like last time I went, and my brother took me to the gym to do leg day for the first time. And I was feeling real good about myself until we went to a bar that night, and I was sober, and I took a step down the stairs, and my legs just did not work. And I fell, and I grabbed the railing, and a bouncer came up to me, he grabbed my shirt, and he said, "You're drunk, I'm throwing you out of here." And I had to look at that grown man and say, "No, sir, I just did leg day for the first time." And he was like, "You're blaming this on leg day?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm not drunk, I'm just too weak to walk." And people are like watching at this point, and he says, "Turn around." And so I turned around, and he took one look at my legs, and he was like, "Bro, you gotta do leg day." Very concerned. I'm 26 years old. I was feeling pretty good about turning 26 until I talked to my grandpa, and he told me that when he was 26, he was married, had 3 kids, and owned a house. And when I turned 26, I ate a whole cake with the lights off. Oh boy, it's okay. My mom's proud of me though. Isn't that fun? Isn't that nice? It means a lot to me. My mom's an incredible woman. She's traveled the world. She swam with sharks. She's certified to cut the cork off a champagne bottle with a sword. It's a class. You can take it online. And that's why it blows my mind that she says nothing interesting. Just like sweet garbage out of her dumb mouth. It's okay though, because she does this thing where she adds in like a moral or a lesson at the end of whatever she's saying to try to trick you into thinking she didn't just waste like 20 minutes of your life. So like the other day I called her up and I was like, "Hey mom, how are you?" And she was like, "Good. This morning I woke up and I was really in the mood for blueberries." So I was like, "You know what, Cindy? Let's go get some blueberries." So I got in the car, I went to ShopRite. When I got to the parking lot, I realized blueberries are very expensive. They're out of season. But I was like, "You know what, Cindy? Let's just go inside and check the prices." So I went inside and blueberries were $5.99. Hi, can you believe that? That's ridiculous. Then this nice young employee came up to me. His name was Tim. Actually, it might have been Jim. Hold on a second. "Corey, what was the name of the young man at ShopRite?" Your father has no idea. Anyway, he says they're only $3.99 with your ShopRite card, and I was like, "Excuse me, that's in my price range," and we had a laugh at that. And then I went and I bought the blueberries, and I went outside, and it was raining, but it's okay, because I had my umbrella, and that's why you always carry an umbrella. I love her so much. I love her so much. She really does mean the world to me. We have a good relationship. If I had to describe it in one sentence, it would be that a couple months ago I tried acid for the first time, and I am super scared she's gonna find out. I'm real nervous. She called me up the next day and she said, "Your father told me you went to Joshua Tree. He says they do drugs there." And I was like, you know, to throw her off the trail. But she stuck with it because when it comes to drugs, my mom's like a detective who is taken off the case, but she keeps digging because this time it's personal. And she was like, did you do drugs? And I was like, okay, Mom, I'll level with you. I smoked weed, which is true, because that's how I came down from the acid. I'm not an idiot. I think my favorite part about doing acid was waking up the next morning and seeing that the campsite next to me was like just Boy Scouts. Yeah. There's no way they were ready for the one-man laser light show I put on all night next to them. My friend David does drugs more than me, and he brought a laser pointer, and when you're in the desert and you point that at the sky, you don't see the end. And that right there is like 3 hours of thought. It's good being 26. I feel like I'm finally getting closer with my dad for the first time. My dad, we've always been kind of different. He's like a man's man. Like when I was a kid, he really wanted me to be a sporty spice, but I am like a natural posh. I'm just like sensitive. Like when I was a kid, my dad would say things like, you should play baseball. And I would say things like, do you think birds get sad? And this would be kind of typical to talk to my dad about depression. I'm the kind of depressed where I've only called a suicide hotline once in my life, which kind of feels out of character for me. Like I don't seem like someone who's called a suicide hotline. I seem like someone who's called a radio station to say how much I appreciate their song selection. Like best of the 80s, 90s, and today, how do you balance? It's more my vibe. But I did call, it was a really dark day, and I remember I dialed the LA suicide hotline, and it rang once, and it rang twice, and I thought, is this gonna fucking go to voicemail? But it didn't. A woman picked up and she said, how can I help you? And I said, I'm kind of sad, I need someone to talk to. And she said, well, we're kind of busy right now. Can you keep it to 5 minutes? And I was like, what? I'm calling because I feel worthless. And you're like, yeah, you're spot on. And I kind of had this epiphany that life is a series of silly moments, and there's no more pressure than that, and it's totally fine. So I start laughing, and that's when she realized that she fucked up. And she was like, oh my God, are you okay? And I was like, no, you're fine. And then I spent 4 minutes consoling the woman who works the suicide hotline. And she was like, are you gonna be okay? And I said, yeah. And that's the moment that I realized I finally became a Jew. Because even when I was going to kill me, I didn't.